Look at this quiet space. It is completely uncluttered, sparse, and deliberately empty. It feels like the ultimate escape from the pressure to constantly buy. But maintaining this image is expensive. A plain linen couch costs $5,000. Empty glass jars run $200. To understand why consumers are eager to pay a premium to surround themselves with nothing, we have to look at the financial pressure happening outside these walls. This graph tracks basic living expenses over the last decade. When more money flows through the economy without a matching increase in goods and services, the cost of necessities like groceries, rent, and fuel starts to climb. As that second line shows, your purchasing power is moving in the opposite direction. Even if your bank balance stays the same, that money buys a little bit less every single year. As the gap between income and expenses narrows, the margin for error disappears. For many, the appeal of minimalism begins here, as an attempt to find breathing room in a tightening budget by opting out of the race for more. But the retail market identified this retreat. It spotted a vulnerability in the desire to escape the spending cycle and transformed the act of buying nothing into a highly profitable aesthetic trap. The digital landscape ingested the philosophy of living with less, ran it through social media algorithms, and rebranded it into a strict, uniform visual dress code. If consumers actually stopped purchasing goods to stretch their shrinking dollars, the retail system would face a catastrophic drop in revenue. This curve shows how brands countered that threat. They manufactured demand for a new product category, aesthetic simplicity, and interest skyrocketed. High demand pushes the price upward. Companies can now charge luxury rates specifically because products lack color, complexity, or branding. This creates a bizarre cycle where consumers actively throw away functional, diverse items they already own just to replace them with expensive, uniform alternatives. The consumer is paying for the anti-clutter vibe itself, a premium that translates directly into corporate profit. The drive to participate in this aesthetic connects directly to the psychology of modern wealth signaling. This split screen illustrates performative asceticism. While true asceticism requires severe self-discipline and the avoidance of indulgence, the performative version involves spending $10,000 to simulate a life of bare-bones poverty. Replacing functional household items with sparse designer furniture sends a specific message. It suggests that you possess so much disposable wealth that the actual utility of the objects you own no longer matters. Historically, monks lived in empty rooms out of necessity. Today, an affluent influencer thoughtfully arranges a single twig in a heavy concrete vase to broadcast their refined taste. Detaching yourself from material possessions has become a status symbol that only the wealthiest tier of society can actually afford to maintain. Performative asceticism strips the financial protection away from minimalism. It takes a shield against consumerism and turns it into a weapon used by the market. We are caught in a financial squeeze coming from two directions. Inflation is already a constant, invisible drain, quietly eroding the value of the money you've saved. Two funnels are draining the same pool of assets. The top is the macro reality of inflation. If you attempt to solve the anxiety of that loss by spending your remaining money on premium minimalist aesthetics, you open the second funnel, accelerating your own financial ruin. Real minimalism involves opting out of the spending cycle entirely. It means choosing to keep the mismatched plastic containers you already own, rather than buying a new set of matching glass ones. Seeing the difference between a frugal philosophy and a manufactured look allows you to make your money work for you. True peace comes from the security of wealth, rather than the curated aesthetic of its absence.